Hey folks, Chuck Holton here. I'm in Tallinn, Estonia today, capital of Estonia. We just flew up here from Ukraine, finally worked our way out of Ukraine, and don't know when I'll go back, but there's still a lot going on. I've got about 3 minutes, a very quick update for you. I'm not going to take a lot of your time, but I just want to let you know where we are and what we got coming up. Here in Estonia, obviously, this area has a lot to do with the conflict in Ukraine because Russia is threatening these countries, and there are a lot of Ukrainians who are flooding into these countries and costing these countries a lot of money and getting a lot of support from them and that sort of thing. Here in Estonia, there are about 50,000 Ukrainian refugees that are currently living here and have gotten visas like temporary protected status. And that actually equates to about 4%, almost 4% of the total population here. It's a small country, which is mind-boggling. That's a lot. So we're going to be reporting on that. We're going to be talking to some of the Ukrainians and finding out how they got here, because they worked their way out of Ukraine, not by coming into Ukraine because of the front lines, but they went through Russia and worked their way all the way up through Russia, going through the filtration process that we talked about, and moving into Estonia, where they're now like living on a cruise ship and that sort of thing. So that's going to be interesting stuff. I'm excited to be reporting on that this week. Listen, if there's so much just junk going on in the media in the United States right now, and I'm getting so much of this just pushback from people saying, you know, oh, why do we care about Ukraine? They're so corrupt, and oh gosh, they're a bunch of Nazis, and you know, I'm tired of addressing that issue. I don't even want to talk about this stuff anymore. Let's put it this way. If you care about the corruption of Hunter Biden's laptop, Hunter Biden and China, Hunter Biden and Ukraine, if you care about that corruption, and that's a big issue, well, then this is a big issue too. Russia is full court press on, do you think Russia is America's friend? Yes or no? Probably not. If Russia is not America's friend and they're full court press trying to convince you that they're in the right and that Ukraine is, you know, corrupt and full of neo-Nazis, and the people of Ukraine deserve to be destroyed in order to be saved, think about how you're siding with that. And I'm not going to go a lot further into that because I'm tired of talking about it. There's so many just very ignorant people who are just can't see why we should be talking about Ukraine. The fact that Joe Biden is supporting arming Ukraine does not mean that nobody should be arming Ukraine. It doesn't necessarily mean that we should be arming Ukraine. We don't have to put a bunch of money on a Chinese credit card to give money to Ukraine. And in fact, the majority of the money that we're giving to Ukraine is not actually going to Ukraine. It's going to the United States Pentagon and to our partners who are giving their old stuff to Ukraine and replacing it with newer stuff, okay? And so, whatever. Bottom line is, the people of Ukraine are hurting, and we should stand up for them in whatever ways we can that makes sense. And there's debate to be had about what ways actually make sense. So we're going to be talking about that some more, and talking about what the reality is on the ground here in Tallinn. And so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.